Hey everybody, how's it going? I just wanted to show a quick little setup. Just playing around with some self-portraits. I just kind of wanted to show you what sort of thing you can do in a small space. It's crazy, but you don't really need such a large space. I realize that I'm building a large space, but if you look here, I have a very small office here, and I love the color yellow. I know it's most people's not their favorite color, but I love it. I love how bright it is. But all I got going on here is I have a tripod with my camera hooked up to it. I have a trigger on the top of my. Let me see if I can get you in there. It's back there. It's on top of my camera, and that's what sets off my little mini strobe. And then I have one of my new modifiers on a stand. So it's just my little strobe, outdoor strobe that I started using. It has a Westcott umbrella on it. Let's see if I can get it around so you can see it. With a piece of diffusion material on the front here, this here. So this is going to help make your light softer. But just with this setup here, let me see. Maybe you look, you can see my screen turning on. I have my little handy dandy turnaround screen so I can see what I'm doing. A little shutter remote. And all I gotta do is a little bit of this. That's how you do it. It's pretty self-explanatory. What can I tell you about a lighting like this? So usually what you want to do is you're going to want to put your camera in manual. You're going to set your camera to probably whatever your camera's flash sync speed is for your shutter speed. That's different on every camera. You'll have to look that up. You'll set your aperture to whatever you want. And you'll set your ISO to 50 or 100. You'll start off by taking an exposure without the light on. So what you're actually looking for is a dark or black frame. So you take your picture and you want it so none of the ambient light, like my bright light up top, and none of the light outside or in the room is showing up in your picture. So basically, the light coming out of your light is the only light that's going to show up in your picture. So once you figure out what settings you want, how you want to get it dark enough, you turn on your light and you just adjust the power. It goes from full power to, depending on your light, it can go up to like 1/128 or 1/64. So, and then you just kind of dial in your exposure using your light. That's all there is to it. So instead of controlling it with your camera, you control it with your light, and then you up or down the power of your light based on how much light you need. But as you can see, I'm in a tiny little space. Okay, tiny little space. And I'll be posting some of the self-portrait pictures I took with my umbrella that I just got. But this is relatively a cheap setup. I mean, you can get a light stand for $30. That umbrella that I just purchased was $30. The cover was $20. So not terribly expensive. I know that I have a little strobe hooked up here, but I could easily I could easily throw in a cheap speed light. So there's no reason you have to spend a whole lot of money. The idea is you do have to get whatever your light source is, whether it be your flash or your light off your camera. Off camera flash is the way to go. You get your camera on your flash on your camera. You're gonna. I mean, there's still reasonable uses, but for most of the time, you're not gonna get interesting pictures with your light on top of your camera. Let's see here. What did I miss? Oh, that's what I was saying. I didn't need an assistant here to do this. Aaron's off at work right now, so I just wanted to play around with this new setup, and I use white poster board here. I got a couple of them. It's just what you get from a craft store, and I use that to bounce light off of. I got another one here too. It's about 6 feet tall. It's on the floor here, but I use them all the time. And in situations where you're wanting another light, it's for $5. I can go to the craft store and buy a white foam core board and bounce light off of it. Versus, so this sort of thing can be inexpensive. Obviously, there are some limitations, but there are plenty of workarounds and ways to problem solve some of the things that you need for more expensive setups. Yeah, that's all I had. I just wanted to kind of show like a little self-portrait setup that you can do. So if you're interested in this sort of thing, let me know. I can give you a hand and help you out. That's all I got. All right, guys. See you later.